All right, everyone. Welcome to this community call for Grow. This is an exciting one. We have some really great updates to give all of you, and also an exciting launch that just happened about an hour ago that we will update all of you on, and be new for most of you, but be something that we need your help in with making Grow everything that we want it to be. So welcome to this call. Here is the outline of this call. We're going to take a minute, and between Neil and I, we're going to give you some updates. We're going to go through some of the things that have happened over the last month, some exciting things that we're working on, some partnerships that we're working on, and just give you the foundation of what's happening in the Grow community inside of the Grow blockchain world. And then we're going to transition that into the launch. All of you on this call have probably heard us talk about the Grow Renaissance. And if you're here, you probably believe in what that mission and vision is, which is to nourish the world. And as we've gone out to spread that vision and that mission has taken on a life of its own. And it's become something that's getting bigger than any one of us. And that's exactly what we want. And in order to do that, we felt like we needed to cement exactly what it was that we're trying to build and that we are building here at the Grow blockchain community and as a community and as a blockchain. And so we're going to go over that. So what we've done is we've written a manifesto, and the manifesto is about what we believe in and everything that we are building and the world that we're trying to create for the future of humanity here within Grow. So that's how we're going to end. And then we're going to give it to all of you in the podcast, in the media, so that you can go out and share it with the world. And we'll give you some tools to do that. So let's start. And before I turn this over to Neil, I want to give Neil some props. So many of you know Neil, many of you have talked to Neil, many of you have seen him on the podcast. And I believe it was yesterday or this morning, Neil just got chosen as one of only 300 people in the entire world to represent the regenerative agriculture space. And so when you look at how big that space is, the way that it is growing, and you look at the people that we have, one, not only in our community, but also leading our community, that's one of the people that you're talking to. It was not an easy process. It was an application process. It was a referred process. And so coming in, that's who we have the pleasure of working with every day, talking to every day, and he knows his stuff and is committed to it. And so Neil, without further ado, if you want to jump in, give us some of the exciting things that have happened on your side of the world inside of Grow.
Amazing. I pinch myself every day that I get to wake up and engage with the community that we have on the call here and the community at large that's starting to take a look at what we're doing and really appreciate the things that we're doing. And so thank you very much, Will, for that props. It's very exciting to be presented that opportunity to be one of the 300 voices of the regen world advocating for a healthier planet. A lot of you know that some of the work I do is when one of our foundational dApps, which we've built on the Grow blockchain called Kohima. Kohima is preparing to launch a brand new website, super exciting. So stay tuned for that. It really is going to have some new imagery on there, simplify some of the services that we provide, and continue to be an opportunity to get educated and connect with us as it relates to improving your agroecology ecosystems. I want to let you know that Kohima to date has worked with 13 farms across 4 countries, starting nearly 120,000 acres of regenerative agriculture transitions. And we're extremely proud of that. It shows the commitment of both the landowner, the farmer, the rancher, and really fulfills me in the work that we get to do in ensuring that our ecosystems are moving towards that regenerative state. It's a process, it's a journey, but it's an exciting one. Over the past couple of weeks here, and some of you on the call have been engaged with you in other ways, I went and took a look at my calendar over the last 7 weeks, and I've led more than 379 different conversations and presentations about what we're doing at Grow. And that is a number that blew me away, but I can certainly feel it in my throat on a Friday afternoon here. So I love talking about this. I'll talk about it until I'm blue in the face. But it really is demonstrating that the interest continues to build in the work that we're doing, diversifying balance sheets, increasing land value, and restoring functional soil health, while also taking into account to improving animal welfare, backed by the Grow blockchain. And so the data goes into the Grow blockchain. We're providing sovereignty for the landowner. We're providing mechanisms to store, analyze, and then monetize that data, and using all the fun features within the blockchain that we can, NFTs, smart contracts, et cetera, and so forth. If I have an opportunity here, I'd love to share a little bit about the NourishMart.
Yep, let's do it.
The NourishMart, we're really excited. Some of you have met Owen and been engaged with him, but we're thrilled to welcome him as our official NourishMart manager. And he's really already making a meaningful impact in deepening the engagement, both with new vendors, existing vendors, and consumers as they enter this platform. So this is a platform that is starting to take off. Dare I say wildfires? I mean, Canada right now, we have a lot of wildfires, but really what's happening is it's a platform, it's another foundational DApp that continues to demonstrate a reason for us to use our decentralized finance, crypto, for using of the Grow token to continue to feed our families nutritious food, but we're also expanding to services on there. So we have 17 new vendors onboarding into the NourishMart over the next 2 months, including sustainability mentors, more food and beverage innovators, landscape architects, leadership coaches, and green finance consultants. So stay tuned to that NourishMart. We're going to continue to expand the vendor platform, the different categories, all with the aim to continue to provide value back to our community members, and a reason for us to continue to utilize our Grow tokens and bring people from outside our community into our community via the NourishMart.
It's amazing. And the really cool part about everything that's going into the NourishMart is when we talk about the utility of the blockchain in two sides. One, how do we leverage the technology of the chain, but also how do we leverage the token that we have? And every single product that goes into that is willing to accept the Grow token in exchange for part or all of their product or service. And so as that grows, the utility of the chain and the utility of the token continue to grow. And it's building. We've added, I don't know the exact number, but we continue to add month over month, and excited to have Owen running that completely, and thank you for Neil and Owen for continuing to run it. One of the other things I wanted to bring some attention to is as we start to expand and we continue to move more and more globally, getting our community together is a big piece of that. And so having all of you come together, I had an amazing call last night with some of our Australian community members who are getting together, building websites and landing pages and their own videos, and interviewing farmers in Australia about the current problems that they face and how a decentralized community and blockchain can help them. And also, over the last couple of months, Neil has spearheaded some events. One of those was in Louisiana. One of those was in New York City. I was able to go to the New York City event. We had a very good representation of South American farmers and presence of people doing some really cool things in South America and across kind of that region. And then also some very large equity firms buying up farmland, some tech consultants, and some people from Maha that were there. And so Neil, maybe you could take a couple minutes and just give some updates on what's happening in the events and places that you've been, maybe also include your trip to Royal.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had a wonderful time in Louisiana and really connected with some wonderful farms there. I was invited out to a wonderful multi-enterprise farming operation. But the conversations at these events continue to propel us forward. And so from Louisiana all the way to New York, it allows us to expand into South America in a more unified way, expanding not only our infrastructure, our digital infrastructure, but also aligning with projects, with farmers, with agribusinesses in these countries, so we can continue to do the good work that we're doing. A lot of that's around the real world assets that are happening at the farm level and tying that back into our chain. So start listening for me to say RWA more and more as we start connecting that into some of the work that we're doing. One of the things that came out of some of these events was an opportunity to be strategically aligned with a project, a fairly large project in South Africa. And so we have created a strategic joint venture, I guess is the best way to put it, putting together a coalition of wonderful people, from soil data aggregators to a major CPG company, and a London-based environmental firm, so that we can take on this South African opportunity. And it's all going to be backed by the Grow blockchain. So we've got Farm Tracer in there, it's a traceability program. We've got Kokima and the regen design. And then, of course, the Grow blockchain is back-ending it all. So super excited on that. That led me over to Royal Family Farms. We are able to host Turner Ranches, a gentleman from Turner Ranches. Actually, I think I see you in the call here. And so that was a wonderful farm visit, really demonstrating that we can build and strengthen relationships right across the ecosystem and into the agriculture market space at large. And so we were very excited to be able to take on that farm visit and continue to build upon our regenerative ranching and land steward capabilities. I will also mention that as we start thinking about engagement of our community, there was an opportunity that has arisen with World Food Bank, actually, and enabling us to work both in partnership with them and with our American farmers that are part of our ecosystem to fulfill a grain deficit in regions like Indonesia. And so we were working collectively with a bunch of farmers in our ecosystem in the Midwest with the World Food Bank, and growing an opportunity to have traceable, regenerative-led grain continue to service international market spaces so people can continue to be nourished effectively. And so all of that data is going to be traced on chain. We're going to use smart contracts for engaging in the relationship. It's a really great example and a use case of how community members stepped up to the plate, enabled us to walk down this path to continue to support not only within our borders, but externally on the global level.
Amazing. And I just saw a question in the chat. One of those original events in Louisiana had some MAHA attendance to it as well. And then there was a MAHA focused event that was going to be in Idaho that then got moved to the fall. Can you just give some updates on those events and our circulation with co-creating with them?
Yeah, so we have a really great relationship with MAHA. They've explored building on our chain, but the events that we are at, really, they're amplifying a message that food is health. And they've got some terrific things that they love to share at these events. And so both in Louisiana, in New York, and the other events that are up and coming that I'm on the docket to speak at, is really just sort of taking what they're saying in terms of food is health and demonstrating that with Grow, we've got the railway and the capabilities to actually make that a reality. And so we really appreciate them opening up the floodgates in, helping us create these paradigm shifts, better understand that what we eat affects our health, and of course, in support of all our clinicians and functional health practitioners and chiropractic and medical family that's out there. Everything we do from the farm to the foods that we're eating, if we can think about how it's raised and grown, how it's processed and manufactured, and we can demonstrate that it's healthier and more nutritious through the mechanisms of Grow and what we're enabling, we continue to align and connect with the message that food is health. So super excited. I had a great little fireside chat with Dell in Louisiana, and then the event that was supposed to happen this spring has been postponed, and it's going to be into the fall now. And then there's a few other events coming up in the fall. So as we have been, we will be posting that on our social platforms. So take a look for that. But you can actually find me if any of you are in Canada. Upcoming the 19th and 20th, I'm going to be speaking at a cover crop event in Canada, in Winnipeg, Canada. So Winnipeg is a city in Manitoba, the province of Manitoba, Canada, and getting to continue to spread the good word of what we're doing at Grow.
Perfect. Thanks, Neil. And one thing I want to add that's going to segue into some roadmap conversations and then into our new NFT project is, as we work with companies like MAHA and projects like MAHA, our goal at the blockchain is to be the transparent, immutable record of things that they are trying to prove. And so when you look at Make America Healthy Again or any organization, our goal is to come in and say, hey, take an application, adapt, build that, put that on our chain. Let us provide the benefits of blockchain, and let's show what's really happening. And that's what we're working on with them and others of how can we do that. And one of the things that Neil and I have been, you heard his impressive amount of presentations that we've given. And a lot of those are turning into companies and projects that need the blockchain aspect of what we're building. And they need that in two ways. They need it in terms of the technology. And so being able to have immutable records, be able to have data sovereignty, a place to own data. And we're building a bridge for them to come on. And that will come to a vote for the community. And so when people are actually, or companies starting to put data on the chain, I just want to make all of us aware that it's not Neil and I deciding that. Now, Neil and I and our team are mostly out there evangelizing for the blockchain on a daily basis, a lot of the time. But when it comes down to, we feel like this is a place for them to actually build, to put data, and they've presented a proposal with an application that comes into the blockchain, then that will come to us as the community. And we'll be able to say, no, I agree with this. I agree with this proposal. Let's put it on. And so then we'll go through and do that. And so with the roadmap that we currently have, we're going to do an update that's a full roadmap of everything that Grow is doing, but it would have taken this entire call, and we want most of this call to be spent on the launch of the Manifesto NFT. But I wanted everyone to just have a general understanding of where we are as a community and where I believe we are as a chain. And so we have just over 25,000 nodes running around the world. We have approximately 35,000 wallets that have signed up. And we have thousands of people that hold, grow, move, grow, and transact and grow on things like the NourishMart and in between each other. Our goal right now is to continue to grow the amount of people that believe in the mission that we have and are engaged in the blockchain that we are currently using. And that is the biggest leverage that we have with anyone that wants to build on the chain. I'll let Neil interrupt me if I'm wrong, but almost never do we get into a conversation with someone talking about our chain, particularly projects or companies or businesses that want to leverage blockchain, where they don't align with the mission and they don't see us as the leader in blockchain tech in this space. Very, very rarely does that happen. And so where that puts us is a conversation where people say, amazing, we want to do this. What can we do? And the biggest bat that we carry into that right now is that we are the largest decentralized base layer blockchain in the world that I know of, and no one's been able to show me a different one that's not built on top of something else. The next big bat that we carry is every single person on this call and everyone that will listen to our podcast, watch our media, holds Grow in their account. That community, those transactions is the foundation that people get very excited to build off of. Now, here is the gap. The gap that we have is how well we communicate the overall mission of Grow and how people can get involved. Because many of you on this call are consumers, meaning you don't own a cow, you don't raise chickens, and you don't grow crops. The other half of you are producers, or you're involved in that process, or you're an ag champion and you're a business in that process. The way that you can be involved is very different. However, the foundation that it's built on is the same. And so our goal here, particularly at Grow United over the next 90 days, is to create very clear roadmaps and very clear entry points for people to be involved with the blockchain technology and the community. And so over the next 90 days, what you're going to see from us is starting today with the ability to connect every single avatar that wants to or needs to or desires to be connected to the chain, how they can do that and where they can start to grow the foundation and share the mission that we have forward so that we can exponentially grow the amount of people that we have on the chain. Because growth leads to transactions. And if any of you have seen any growth in blockchain, forget about price for a second. A growth in a blockchain is based on the growth of the transactions on the chain. If the transactions of the chain are heading in a positive direction, then that's growth of the chain. And generally speaking, the price of the token will follow, which I know everyone on this call would love to see happen. But the way that we do that is we increase the number of transactions. Step one in that is getting as many people to understand, to hold a wallet, and to hold Grow. Step two of that will be educating people on what we do, how we do it, and why we do it. And then step three of that will be having specific entry points for the utility of the chain. And so if I'm a consumer, that means I will come in and I will be able to use my token to buy food or products or services related to the space. If I am a producer, I'll be able to get rewarded for either using my data on chain. And if I'm an ag champion, I'll be able to leverage the blockchain to expand my business in a myriad of different ways. And so today we are starting on the Grow Manifesto. And so as I started this call, and I just mentioned, there's very few times that I'm on a call where I get people that are like, this is stupid. Nourishing the world is not a concept that I agree with. And that's really cool for us. But the hurdle we have is, how do we help them understand what we actually do and what we really do? And so what me and the team have done over the last about 3 or 4 months is we've condensed a manifesto into everything that we believe at its core that the Grow blockchain is, and that the movement behind it, which is the Grow Renaissance, really stands for. And so what we've done is, one, as of right now, for all of you, hopefully you've heard about the podcast, the Grow Renaissance podcast. The recent episode that dropped this morning, episode 33, is the Grow Renaissance Manifesto. It will take you about 30 minutes at normal speed and 15 minutes at 2x speed. I would encourage every single person on this call or anyone listening to listen to that today. It'll take you 15 minutes at 2x speed. Listen to that today. What?
Will's voice at 2x speed is not what you want to hear. Listen to it at 1x. It's exactly the direction you want to go in.
Okay. Yeah. So take 30 minutes and just listen to my voice for 30 minutes. Okay. 30 more minutes of your day today. You could take it. And if that resonates with you, and I think that it will, then this is how we're going to take and grow the blockchain. And so what we have created is a Grow Renaissance Manifesto NFT. And this NFT currently lives in your Grow shopping cart. And for all of you that also have a Connect account, this lives inside of your Connect account. Now, I want to take a little side note, just in case there's anyone on this call that is unfamiliar about Grow's partnership with Connect United. So Connect is a separate blockchain that's run on the Wind blockchain. And the Wind blockchain is an index of action points, particularly around sharing our blockchain products and services. And so if you only have a Grow account and you want to have a Connect account, because you'll be rewarded for anyone that you share this with, and you'll be rewarded in more Grow tokens, then you can set up a free Grow account or a free Connect account. And we'll put that link in the chat. So where you could come in, I'm putting Cindy on the spot here, to put that in, and you could actually set up a Connect account and you can link your current Grow account. Now, if you already know what I'm talking about and you have a Connect account, then the Grow Manifesto NFT is also in your Connect account. So step one, the podcast is in the link. It's on Spotify. Listen to that today. Share that to as many people as possible. My goal is that this podcast episode becomes the #1 podcast that we have ever had, and it continues to grow. As much as Neil and I are good at talking about things, this is the core of what we do. It should be the first thing that we share with anyone. The next thing that we can do is we get them into Grow and we get them to purchase the NFT. And I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to show you this process. Okay. So right now you should all see our beautiful faces, and Neil, give me just a thumbs up that you can see my screen. Perfect. Okay. So if you go into your Grow account and you go into your store, right here, you're going to see the Grow Renaissance Manifesto NFT Legendary. You're going to be able to click on that, and you're going to be able to get as many as you want. Now, the current price of these manifestos are $10. Now, let me tell you why, and let me tell you what you get if you purchase these manifestos and hold them in your wallet. First, the number of people that we have that raise their hand and get one of these manifestos, that's the big bat that all of us get to carry into bigger companies and say, why should I build on the Grow blockchain? Well, it's because we have 1 million people that have raised their hand and said they believe in the mission, so you should join us. That's number one. Number two, we reward you for holding this wallet. So if you come in right now, the first collection of NFTs, there's 500 of them. And the first 500 people that purchase these and get them in will get double the rewards in Grow. So if you put $10 into the NFT, you're going to get $20 in Grow rewards put into your wallet. So if you want to get Grow rewards, this is a great way to do it, and you get double whatever the price is at $10 of the day. Now, caveat, these will come in very similar to our Boost NFTs. They'll come in about a week later. So right now, every Friday, we'll get a list of how many people have activated their NFT, and then we'll distribute from the Grow battery your Grow rewards. Now, what happens to that $10? So if I come in here and I give you my hard-earned $10, what happens to that? Well, all of us want to support the market of Grow. And the way that we do that is Grow has a battery, and that battery is a series of funds, rewards, not funds, rewards, that can be used to go out and do cool things to grow the community of Grow. So this is one of those things. Well, it has to be replenished. It can't just be depleted. And so every dollar that comes in to purchase the Grow Manifesto will go right back in to buying Grow out of the market to replenish the battery. And so every time someone purchases the Grow Renaissance Manifesto, we're actually supporting the market of Grow. And we just continue to refill that battery and refill it. And so we have a circular system of growth where every time we share it, not only are we energetically sharing the mission, but we are also refilling and having full circle tokenomic model on the side. And so this is what the manifesto is. This is cool to me. We launched this last night and no one knew about it. And we had 250 available in the Grow account. And there's already 16 of those gone. Now, let me show you this in the Connect side. So if you go in the Connect side and you go to shop, then the NFT will pull up here, and it's the Grow Manifesto NFT. Now, if you purchase or share this through Connect, the NFTs do not launch automatically like they do in the Grow account, but you're also not rewarded because of the Wind blockchain when you share from your Grow account. So I would recommend that if we're going to share this with a lot of people, we get into the Connect, we leverage the Wind index blockchain and leverage the ability to get more rewards. And then those NFTs will drop every Wednesday. Connect will give us an announcement when they're updating their code, very similar to the Grow side, where it's going to be automatic, and then the NFTs will show up automatically inside of your account. So that's how you can get to this NFT. Now, I want to show you what this NFT actually looks like. Okay, so if I go to my wallet and I have this NFT, this is the NFT. This is me holding the Grow Renaissance Manifesto in my wallet, and you can see here that it's activated. When you purchase an NFT, it will not be activated. Okay, it's deactivated. The activation component is what triggers the $20 in rewards, equivalent in rewards. And so what's really cool about this is, for those of you that know Wright Thurston, one of the things he taught me when I got into blockchain was sharing. And the more you share and the more you give, the more this will grow. And one of his things, he said, if you have a node, just give people some of your tokens that you get from your node every day. Well, I love that. And I also love the ability to give this manifesto to someone. And so my goal is every day, I'm going to give this manifesto to somebody in my network. And I'm going to share it with them. And so what we can do as a community, if you so choose, is you can go buy, let's say you go buy 10 of these. You spend $100, you get 10. You can activate one for yourself, but then the other 9 you could send to a friend, and you could say, hey, I really believe in this mission. I want to send you $20 in Grow. And so get your wallet. I'm going to send you this NFT. All you have to do is go in and activate it. And then what happens also when they activate it is you see this screen and you have the Grow Renaissance Manifesto. It'll bark at you that you're activated or flash at you. And then on the right here, you have the Grow Renaissance Manifesto text. So they can click on this, and all of you, and you can go in and actually read the text of what the manifesto is. And then if you want to listen to it, we've put in right here a unlisted YouTube video where you can go in and listen to me actually reading the manifesto. And that lives inside of the metadata of the NFT. And so as you can see here, luckily Cindy blessed me. She actually bought this and then sent it to me, the number 1 of 500. And so our goal internally is to see how many manifestos we can get in the hands of our community members as quickly as possible. And so the goal is, I love what Greg just put in there. We're going to give, we're going to tell, and we're going to share. And so we're going to get these manifestos. We're going to tell people about the Grow blockchain. We're going to get them into a Grow account, and then we're going to share with them, and we're going to give them rewards for doing that. And so that's exactly what we want to do. And that's step one of continuing to grow our community. Step two of this, which will be another community call, is going to be about how do we educate them? And then what's the true utility from I'm a farmer, I'm not a farmer, and different ways to go. But right now, we want to come in and we want to get as many people as possible. So I'm going to pause for a second. I see some questions, and I'm going to prep Cindy. So what we're going to do now is Cindy, I'm going to switch, and Cindy's going to share her screen as soon as I stop sharing mine. And Cindy's actually going to walk through the entire purchase process so that everybody can see how it happens and the activations. And she's going to share a screen and do that. And while she pulls that up, I'm going to go through and see if there's any questions.
Okay, so I'm actually going to do it twice. I'm going to do it in Connect, and I'm going to do it in Grow, so you can see what it looks like both places. So I have logged into my Connect account here. I'm going to go to Shop, and then I'm going to say I would love to order a Manifesto NFT, and I am going to pay in ETH. And go ahead and check out. So I'm going to agree. I have the ETH in my wallet already. I did make sure of that before I started this process. So for anyone, if you're going to buy from Connect, you know you've got to have the actual coin in your wallet. So I'm just going to pay with my ETH. Maybe.
One sec, Cindy. I think everyone's just seeing a black screen.
Oh,
Maybe
good.
Share and try again.
Good. I'm going to try again. Okay.
Okay, I can see it.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Can you see my screen? Okay, well, I'll go back. So I have logged into Connect, and I am in the shop, and scrolling to my Grow Manifesto NFT. I'm going to buy one right now. I'm going to make sure that I select ETH as my currency because that's what I already have in this wallet. I'm going to accept the terms. And I'm going to pay with ETH. And actually, this is confusing me. I don't have a submit button, Will, but I'm paying with my ETH.
Okay.
Is it letting you?
For external wallet.
Oh.
There you go.
But
And I just want to say a really quick shout out. Okay. This is really cool. When we started this call and I showed the screen at 234 available Grow Renaissance manifestos in the Grow shopping cart, it's now down to 173.
what? Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I'm not sure why it's not letting me select ETH.
Okay, so we'll go through this part. So
wait,
everyone on the Connect side, we are working really, really closely with Connect to make this really smooth. And they're going to do a ton of updates right now on making the automatic NFT, making this as easy to purchase as possible. And so we will train you. We will put out videos on how to use this because we want everyone to be rewarded for sharing it. Because what's really cool is every time you share the manifesto, and what we're going to put in the Connect backend is you're going to have a share link just like you have for other products. And it will be a video of me explaining the NFT. And then they'll go get it. And it will always be tied to you due to the Wind blockchain. And you'll be rewarded every time somebody gets it. So Cindy, go through. Let's just keep showing everybody on the Grow side.
Yeah.
So
we've got our Grow.
Yeah, look, it was 234.
It's 173. Wow. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and check out. I am going to pay with ETH and just begin my checkout. Pay with my Grow wallet because I do have my ETH there. And then, nobody look at my passcode. Let me pull that up. Hold on. I'm going to do that in a screen that y'all aren't seeing because, you know. That's not the right passcode. That loaded wonky. There's not that many characters in my passcode, guys. I don't know how to do that. All right, so it is starting the process. And so this page right here, the thing that I found confusing the first time I did it when I tested was, I was like, how do I get back to the site? But if you read this, it says it can take 10 minutes and this page is going to actually refresh. And so I just wait. I've had it take a couple minutes. I've had it take a few more, but this will refresh and it's going to say, okay, my purchase is complete. And hopefully we'll see if it does it while I'm talking. And then there will be an option to go back to my account. And then I will have this, you know, I'll be able to see it in my wallet. So this part, again, how quickly this refreshes is based on how busy the blockchain is. It sounds like you guys are out purchasing things, so the blockchain might be kind of busy right now. And that connect piece, that could just completely be user error. I tested logging in and making sure I had everything set up, but I didn't actually complete a purchase before I did it. Okay, so my screen's refreshed now. You can see I have my order number. I have a link to view the transaction on Etherscan, and I can return home. And now when I go to my NFTs, it takes a second. So I actually have 5 NFTs right here. It shows one time here, but then it says how many total are in the collection. You can get to your NFT collection this way as well. But they're here and are ready to be, I'm sending these as gifts. So these ones are not going to get activated in this wallet, but that is that process for us.
Beauty.
Amazing.
I see
Perfect.
some of you are buying multiples in the chat there. So thank you very much for everyone that's jumping on and just continuing to scoop those. And it's exciting to see that and share them out.
And Deb, for your question, it's about activating the reward. When you activate the NFT, that's what makes you eligible for the rewards. So if you pay with a wire, if that's an option in Connect, then yes, you can still receive rewards, a rewards equivalent in Grow.
And guys, this is amazing. I just want to remind you, I'm actually really just, it's awesome. Kind of getting emotional about like how this is our community. Like this is how it grows. We create things, we set it free, and we share it. And so all of the things that we're putting in there is just going to go back to support what we are doing and create a full circle moment. And so for all of you that have already purchased the manifesto, I'm blown away that in 5 minutes it went from 234 to 173. Just remember the activation component of that if you want the rewards for yourself, that you activate them. And then here's the goal. We're going to get really loud about this, and you're probably going to get tired of hearing us. But I want to get this in as many hands as possible. And if you read it and you resonate with it, which I think you will, then all we have to do is share it with as many people as possible. Because I promise.
Let's set a goal, Will.
What?
What's that goal that we can hit?
So my first goal, here's how I like doing goals, is set the goal that we should hit first. And so I think the first goal we should hit is to get 10,000 people that have the manifesto. I think we can do it. If we just did 100 in 5 minutes with just this call, and with everything that Connect is doing, their new impact platform, step one is to get 10,000. I think we can do that here in the next 60 days, and we do 10,000. Is everybody on board with 10,000 in the next 60 days?
Yes.
Okay.
And Connect, it looks like a couple hundred have been purchased in Connect, by the way.
This is amazing. See, guys, we're going to hit 1,000 by the end of the day. And I saw in the chat, I think it was Mick that said this would be a great learn to earn. The learn to earn for Grow is the next step. So when I talk about the Grow School, which will probably become the Commons, which will make more sense to you when you read the manifesto, but the Commons will become the Learn to Earn's Grow School, where we teach everybody how they can get into this, and then we reward them for actually being educated in what we're doing. And so here's our goal. From now for the next 60 days, we're going to get 10,000 new wallets with 10,000 Grow Manifesto NFTs, which would mean $100,000 into the market support to refill the battery of Grow. This is it. This is the beginning of when Grow starts to go into momentum, when we start to catch fire and we take this thing to the world. And I'm going to end with this. We have the foundation. I've been in this space for 3 years now, working diligently with many of you and our team. And I mentioned earlier that almost never do we sit on a call where people say, this is not it. This isn't it. They want to be involved, but they need us. We're here at the beginning. We're here where it's almost nothing. No one knows. It's almost worthless, but it's not. It's the beginning of us setting it free. And I really believe that if we share the vision with the world in this way, it'll continue to grow. And then we'll provide the education platform for you to be able to do it. And we'll keep going day by day. That's what I got today, guys. Team, anything else?
That's amazing. Let's leave on that high note. Thank you, everyone that's part of the community and supporting us and what we're doing at Grow. And thanks for leading us, Will, and taking us down this path.
Yeah,
Always.
thanks, Will. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.